we'll get started with Dave, who has the first question. We'll start with Jack, and then Bill, and then Juan.
Hey, Dave, just with the third inning with Daniel, what did you see from him that kind of led to the struggles?
Well, the two free passes, the hit by pitch, the walk, and he had Stanton 1-2, and just couldn't put him away. And then, gets a pop up, and he's one hit away from getting out of it, and leaves a slider arm side to Volpe, and that was the difference in that inning.
I know you talked like pregame about you're going to have to be careful picking your spots with guys. Is that a situation, especially when he's kind of struggling to find the zone, where you think at all about maybe getting somebody else up for the rest of that inning, or is that going to be his inning the whole time?
Yeah, I think that was his inning. I think he was at 20 pitches, something like that. He had Volpe up, so it's I'm not going to go get somebody in the third inning to get Volpe where he just popped a guy up and uncharacteristic with the hit by pitch, the walk. So yeah, it was his inning.
Right behind Jack, Bill.
Yeah, and just to follow up on that, you had Volpe, but also Wells and Verdugo were lined up, but that would have been too early to use a Bonda there or Vesia? Or you're trying to stay away from them completely today?
Well, it's I'm not going to use him in the third inning right there. I just wasn't going to use him in the third inning, no. And
knowing, obviously, choice number one is to win tonight, but since that didn't happen, I don't mean this to sound flip, did this outcome in terms of pitching play out as well as you could hope?
Absolutely. I don't think anyone expected those guys to lay down, and we had some at-bats that I thought could have been better, but we knew it was a bullpen game, and as far as outcomes, to have 6 guys in your pen that are feeling good, rested. I feel good about that, and being up 3-1. Yeah.
We'll go to Barry in the right, and then
Hey,
Juan.
Doc, just piggybacking off of that, how do you feel about the bullpen for the rest of the series, especially since I think you used more guys last night than you did tonight?
Yeah, I feel great. It's about the guys that you have available. Some of those guys they're all rested. So we have guys that can do up down. So where we're at with tomorrow, knowing there's an off day behind that, we're in a great spot with leverage relievers.
I'm guessing you must be glad that this is the last time in the playoffs you have to do this. You have actual starters for the next 3 games.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
On your left, Dave, Juan.
Dave, after that 5th inning, you guys were only done a run. Like, how challenging is it to kind of balance out whether you want to ride Nag for a couple more innings as opposed to maybe going some leverage guys?
It's challenging. I think that you've got to be certain that you can score some runs. There's certainly any guy that we use tonight would have not been able to pitch tomorrow. Landon actually threw the ball very well. And then when they got, I thought his work was done. 4 innings, the most he's thrown in quite some time. And being down 2 going into the that last half, it just doesn't make sense to use one of your leverage guys.
And then with Ohtani, what are you seeing from his at-bats, and is the shoulder kind of messing up some mechanics?
We've asked him many times over, and it's not impeding. He doesn't feel it. I just think it's just the chase. You see it. There's some big at-bats that, could result in a walk and not taking the base, and chasing is, hasn't been good.
We'll stay in that same road, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Just following up on Ohtani as well. How about on the base paths? How do you evaluate his base running with the shoulder?
I think it's been fine so far. He actually slid tonight, so I don't think that it's been a problem. He's not going to be stealing bases, but I wouldn't think. But I think it hasn't been too much of a problem right now.
Just with your experience with the being down 3-0, you were on the other side, like you mentioned yesterday. What's the feeling in the clubhouse on your side now? Like, do you guys kind of feel like you maybe lost one? Like, obviously you did lose one, but like let one go today, or
no? I think that they beat us. Volpe took a good swing. They took advantage of a couple free passes. They tacked on later. I do think that at bat wise, I think we could have done some things to get in their pen a little bit earlier. But again, at the end of the day, we're still in a pretty good spot, and we feel good. We'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Jack on your left.
Could you see what happened with Mookie on that fly ball in the first inning? And I don't know if you've gone back and watched it since, if you had a reaction to when he went up into the crowd and the fan.
No, I thought he had a beat on it, and he was, the fans got in the way, and the umpires got it right.
Do two more, Gabe and then Ron.
Just to reiterate, there was really no circumstance today where you would have chased the game in a sense, and was it at all tempting 6-4 in the eighth to think, well...
No, not 6-4 in the eighth. No, it wasn't. No.
And we'll finish up with Ron, first row on your right.
How sky high is the feeling in the dugout after Freddie's homer there in the first inning? And do you, even though you don't have to remind the guys there's 27 outs to go, do you have to remind them?
I don't. I think that, we were very high. We were excited. Those guys, fortunately answered back. It was a good ball game till it wasn't. I don't need to remind them that there's 27 outs. We do a very good job of playing 27 outs.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
All right,
we'll see you
thanks, guys.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you got
Appreciate
it.
it.